And a technical foul assessed to Caitlin Clark.
I cannot believe this. Caitlin Clark is getting... The WNBA are suspending Caitlin Clark for nothing. She didn't even say anything. Like, if she was out... If she went and said something, okay, cool. But, like... I've never seen this before.
They called a technical foul on Caitlin Clark, which would have her suspended for next game versus the New York Liberty on this. She got fouled. She got bumped into the red. They think what is?
The moment word broke that the WNBA League office had stepped in and officially overturned Caitlin Clark's controversial 7th technical foul, the online sports world erupted into complete chaos. Narrowly avoiding what could have become a costly one-game suspension, every whistle suddenly carried enormous significance in a season defined by record television audiences, packed arenas, and non-stop attention. Yet the incident during the Indiana Fever's dramatic 90-86 win over the Chicago Sky was one of those rare moments that produced an instant mix of anger and disbelief.
A foul because of reasons? She got a technical foul for not a damn thing, folks. Not a damn thing. Momentum carried her into the ref. She brushed up against the ref. And let me keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. The DEI official, Rhodes said it. You heard me. The DEI official tees up Caitlin Clark. By the way, if the WNBA does not rescind this technical, Caitlin Clark is suspended for the game against the Liberty. The game against
Millions of passionate fans were pulled into an intense debate over fairness within the system, player safety, and the unpredictable way technical fouls can be handed out when high-level competition meets questionable officiating decisions. The reaction quickly spread across every major media platform. Clear and consistent enforcement of the rules is critical to the credibility of any sports league. But that credibility is immediately challenged when an ordinary play near the baseline is badly interpreted as an intentional physical attack on an official. Players, supporters, and commentators were left staring at their screens in disbelief, trying to understand how normal basketball contact could become a punishable offense that threatened to derail an important game against the New York Liberty. Before you continue, do me a favor. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. It only takes a second, and it's free. If you've already subscribed, I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
That one is going to put her above the threshold and suspends her for Indiana's game Tuesday against New York.
Caitlin Clark attacked the baseline with force, pushing the tempo and doing everything possible to keep the possession alive while facing heavy defensive pressure from Chicago's Natasha Cloud during a frantic third-quarter sequence. The competitive intensity quickly turned into what many viewed as an indefensible decision from the officiating crew. This was the moment the controversy truly exploded. In the split-second confusion of trying to regain her balance while pursuing the ball, contact altered Clark's movement and sent her stumbling out of bounds. Clark then made incidental contact with a nearby referee, in what could only be described as an extremely harsh and disconnected interpretation of what had actually happened. After the officials stopped play, Clark was assessed her 9th technical foul of the season.
To the basket. She's driving to the basket. One dribble. Gets fouled by Tash Cloud. Like leg-to-leg contact. Gets fouled by Cloud. Gets fouled again by Cloud. Then gets kneed by Cloud. And then trips over. And then follows through into the referee. And then walks back. And then gets teed up. She got teed up for tripping and falling into the referee.
That single whistle immediately placed Clark's availability for the upcoming high-stakes meeting with the New York Liberty in serious doubt because, under the WNBA's strict rulebook, reaching 8 technical fouls brings an automatic, non-negotiable one-game suspension along with financial penalties. Anyone inside the arena or watching at home could see why the decision looked so unreasonable, especially after slow-motion replays showed Clark trying to absorb a bump from an opponent while already off balance, making the suggestion of intentional contact extremely difficult to accept. As head coach Stephanie White quickly moved to challenge the explanation provided by the officials, the reaction on the floor made the Indiana Fever organization's frustration unmistakable. The referee crew and crew chief Matt Forsberg attempted to justify the technical by pointing to Clark's alleged pursuit of the official and his forearm movement, but that explanation only intensified the controversy.
Ref, who probably should be collecting trash on Tuesdays and Thursdays or whichever day your trash men pick up your trash from your curb. First of all, if you would have called the first foul or the second foul, because she got bumped twice on that drive, which sent her into the baseline, which forced her to run into you, if you would have called one of the first two fouls, she would have never ran into you. She got fouled twice and pushed into you. If you would have called one of the fouls, this wouldn't have been an issue. But because you are so piss poor at your job, you don't call anything. Now you're forced to, now you're talking, oh, she ran into me with her forearm. It was.
When players are moving at full speed and throwing themselves into plays in the fast, physical environment of professional basketball, accidental contact is bound to happen, exactly as Coach White pointed out. Her response made clear just how unreasonable the ruling appeared to her. White's frustration eventually boiled over when she herself was handed a technical foul simply for voicing the same concerns that viewers around the world were already expressing.
Gave you the tech for bumping the official? Is that what the description that was given to you was? Well, either of you was?
They told me. Yeah, she intentionally seeked out the official.
You were backwards to them? Did you even know they were there in that moment?
And through the forearm.
Did you know they were there right behind you? Did they give you a different explanation of any kind?
No, that's what I was told.
Was your tech for the arguing?
My tech was for saying that's bullshit, even though I heard the F-bomb the whole fucking game. My tech was for saying that's bullshit. Like that's a bad call. That's a bad call. Incidental contact when you're flying out of control, like on it. And I thought her teammates should have come up and talked to her about that as well. Like I think that's really bad. That shit happens all the time in the game. Officials have to have some awareness in those moments, and it didn't happen.
I presume you plan to appeal that one.
Caitlin Clark remained remarkably calm and confident during her post-game interviews, explaining that she had already reviewed the footage and hoped common sense would prevail once the league office could study the replay without the pressure and emotion of the live moment affecting its judgment. Even before the official announcement arrived, Clark's composed attitude and confidence that the situation was being reviewed behind the scenes appeared to indicate that a quick resolution was already in motion.
She was guarding, she said she was locking me up, so I said scoreboard, and the ref didn't like that, but, I mean, so it was in the third.
Oh. How do you balance that when you know one more is a suspension? And
I'm never going to back down, and I think it was the same thing with the way Kelsey was in the first half too. She got one in the eye. She's never going to back down from a moment. And I think just continue to try to control your emotions the best you can. And that intensity and that fire is what makes me. But also knowing my team needs me and finding a good balance of that. But I don't think I'm going to be playing with that in the back of my head. I think that might hinder my play a little bit. So I think just continue to be myself and then just try to refocus to focusing on my team.
Fans breathed a major sigh of relief when the WNBA League office announced less than 2 hours after the final buzzer that the technical foul had been overturned. For many, it felt like a clear win for common sense. Had the league kept the original decision in place, it could have established a dangerous precedent by validating poor officiating and penalizing a star player for what appeared to be an unavoidable basketball collision. By keeping one of the league's biggest attractions available for a critical matchup against a direct challenger in the standings, the ruling helped protect the competitive balance of the league. Although the immediate crisis was resolved, the situation opened a much larger conversation about the overall standard of officiating across the WNBA. Players face serious physical punishment throughout a demanding regular season, including hard falls, fighting through physical screens, and absorbing contact in the paint night after night. When officials interrupt that natural flow by issuing game-changing technical fouls for routine contact, competition suffers, and fans who invest their time and money in the sport become frustrated. For athletes dealing with an exhausting schedule, the financial and practical consequences of technical fouls in the WNBA create another source of pressure. Under the tiered system, Reaching milestones such as the 8th technical foul carries both a dreaded one-game suspension and a required $1,500 fine. Every technical can become a major concern for teams trying to protect their playoff position and maintain roster stability because additional technicals bring even stronger penalties and repeated absences once the threshold is crossed. When a player is approaching suspension because of an incorrect ruling, it becomes the franchise's responsibility to act quickly and submit an appeal before the countdown to the next game expires. The speed with which this particular appeal was resolved showed just how questionable the original floor decision appeared to be, reinforcing the frustration expressed by players, coaches, and sports commentators around the world. It also provides a serious reminder that accountability in professional sports has to work both ways. Athletes are rightly expected to maintain high standards of behavior and sportsmanship, but officiating crews must be held to equally high standards of accuracy, fairness, and awareness of the situation. As the Indiana Fever shift their attention toward their next showdown with New York, the controversy remains both a warning and a source of motivation. Clark is now walking a very thin line, sitting dangerously close to the technical fall limit with plenty of regular season basketball still remaining, which means every upcoming game will demand an extraordinary level of composure to avoid falling into another officiating trap. Opponents know this weakness exists and will likely continue pushing the limits of physical play, hoping to trigger emotional reactions or create situations that lead officials toward another whistle. Still, the resilience shown by the Fever throughout the battle suggests they are more than capable of blocking out the outside noise. By turning that competitive energy into powerful performances, including their 46-point masterpiece against Chicago, the continued support from the fan base, combined with the league office's quick correction, allows the spotlight to return to where it should be. Elite execution, brilliant assists, long-range three-point shooting, and high-level basketball battles on the hardwood.